Hello everyone. How are you? Happy Sunday to you all. Hope all is well with you and your families and you all are doing okay. In all you do, always try to be humble because humbleness is a better way of life. The way you act when you have nothing and the way you act when you have everything, that is a total package that defines your character. Now, as a Jamaican woman, something is bugging me, and I'm noticing that it is trending all over social media. Now, over the years, Jamaican women have been stereotyped and bashed and character assassinated. And though, in the case of a few Jamaican women, it is necessary, but most of what they are profiling has been exaggerated to an extent. As in all things, it's not everyone that stays the same way, and everyone's standards of living and how they want their life to be is different. Even though our same Jamaican woman encourages this kind of stereotype, just bear in mind, especially Jamaican women, they are their own worst enemies. And just like how you have male that cheat, you have female that are cheaters, dishonest, liars, genial, and tricksters. The two genders does the same thing. Personally, I believe the men are even more cheaters than the women. The only difference is men don't carry or bear children, while when men cheat, it is seemingly acceptable by the mass because their claim to fame is nargeoles. Which brings me to this paternity fraud that is going on viral on social media pertaining to Jamaican women, where they are saying over 60% of paternity fraud amongst Jamaican women. I believe that's a lie. I believe it has been sensationalized for an effect and for a purpose. I believe they should at least put it into a better context and at least explains how they get their percentage. But of course, it's in their benefit to not explain how they came by the percentage, because the more it is sensationalized as being a fact of the society, is the more money will be earned from people getting DNA tests done. People, wake up and smell the coffee now. I don't know why, especially in Jamaica, it's a thing where people are elated and happy to hear the worst about Jamaican women. Could it be because Jamaican women are one of the most eloquent, beautiful, gorgeous, godly made women in all of their voluptuous beauty? Why there is so much stigma attached to them? It's not our fault. They are the temptation to the world. However, we need to stick to the facts of the situation, because the percentage is not of the population of Jamaicans. Because many people who are repeating this narrative is repeating it in the aspect as if it is out of the population of Jamaican families. Because if Jamaica, for example, I don't have the exact number, but I'm going to throw a number out there. So example, 3 million people in Jamaica for argument's sake. 1.5 million Jamaicans ain't doing no paternity tests. Me not ask you, me I tell you. Because majority don't need to. Not saying that I would not like to see it being a must, where as soon as children are born, be it married or not, the DNA test should be run. It should really be mandatory. But I'm telling you, half of Jamaica is not going out there running to do paternity tests, because over the years they have known their own ways of knowing what is going on in their personal lives. Not saying that they all were correct, but what I'm saying, it is not that much as oh they are doing this propaganda to make it seem. Because there is this misconception that the percentage is out of the Jamaica population. No, we get that out of the way. No, we have cases where people are being filed for to migrate overseas, and when the time for their medicals to be done and relativeness DNA test to be done, out of that percentage you will find some paternity discrepancies. Now that's what they should instead put out: how much people for the year did that kind of test and how much was found not to be connected to the person who is doing the filing, or the DNA came up they are not related. So really and truly, a specimen should be put out where, okay, we did a DNA test on 1,000 people and 550, or since it's 60%, you could say 600 and odd, the DNA proved that they were not related. And I doubt you will never see that. In a small Jamaica, you have 1,000 person do DNA test for the year, and you're going to find 650 people are not related by DNA. Allow not tell, nothing no go so. Jamaican women, we should not sit back and accept this, because I think that some people feel like if you talk about it too much, you are condoning certain things. Me not condone no DNA fraud discrepancy, because I have sons and I don't tell my sons them say, you see, any woman them have we have no pitney, no matter what them look like them an angel, from the pitney come out of hospital, DNA test have to run. My legacy now go down to nothing when a related bloodline to me. But I grow gentlemen as long as you in the woman life and from your name call, cause you did go there, make sure you help her to the end until you find out if it's yours or not via DNA. Now just leave her upon her own. Me not support that either. Because I do know, I'm not going to act like I'm an idiot. I do know that there are some women who are very promiscuous. It is not in the majority. Just remember, DNA chaos happens everywhere in the world. That's why in America them have paternity court. And in England they have Mari, they have Trisha, and that's just to name a few. I don't know of any known shows that will make you get your DNA test done freely, so the show benefit in Jamaica. But I know DNA promiscuity happens everywhere in the world. And I will never accept that Jamaica is the worst of them all, Lionel. Yes, there are many relationships where men have their wives and then girlfriend or sweetheart who, when they get pregnant, they do their DNA test as well, because for some reason they may have doubt. There is nothing that is wrong with that. But what I would much rather is when they're doing the statistic for Jamaica for the year, you get all the DNAs that are on file, plus the DNAs that were for people who were migrating, put it together. So if you're going to say anything, you say, well, for this year 2023 or 2024, DNA test was done on 1,000 samples, and X% was found to have DNA discrepancy not related. That's all I would have rather seen this issue being put out. But you know what? The places that put out things like these, they have an agenda. Because places like these, people are not readily running into them every day. That is why they're so expensive to go to. So if you can put something like this out there to gather traffic, people are going to do it. The thing I hate most about this, the sensationalization of this topic, is to further keep down the Jamaican woman. Because from over 20 years ago, most relationship, the woman don't know the men are on top of getting a DNA test on their children. That is why in a lot of cases, you have people who did pregnant. Read between the lines, you know what I mean? Because they were not sure, so they did pregnant, if you understand what I mean. Different from the fact that there could be other reasons. So unless you sit at the back of the class and dunce, it should be a natural process to expect men are going to want to do DNA tests on their offsprings. Now recently there was some news in the paper that top sportsman and top Jamaican artists did DNA tests on their children that they live with by using their toothbrush, and found out that the children are not theirs. Social media went into a frenzy, running with it. As you know, drama mix up and people business sell. It went viral. People speculating if it's Usain Bolt, checking if it's Sean Paul, people saying if it's Warren Weir. Even Beanie Man as the artist, questions were asked if it could be Beanie Man. Even Chris Gale name call up. All this was pure speculations until our blogger and artist in argument because blogger call his name in paternity question. When I can bet you any money, not a thing no go so. It was a PR stunt to get more business. I've seen similar things, not in paternity suits or paternity style, but in other things I've seen it done other places in the world. This kind of style, PR stunts, to mobilize people who will spend their money towards a certain aspect of something that went viral. But just remember, most time it's just to stir up more business, because mix up and toxic mind don't have time to even think out of the box. Because with mix up, whether it true or false, them not questioning. All they thinking about is let's tear down someone now. It's all PR stunt. Because it will get more people doing DNA tests, which is not cheap, but not overly expensive either. But it's advertising for sale. How else would a business like that advertise to make more people come running to give them business more than a stunt like that? I hear people in the comment section saying, wait, if a bolt get jacket, them are going to test all of them children right now. Many people were saying the year can't done before they do their tests on their children. The PR stunt works because people connecting with it and are more likely to go the extra mile now to make sure that they do DNA tests, whether they were suspicious or not. This is psychological. It stimulates the mind to want to go and get these tests done. Yeah, it's a money making thing. But if you consciously evaluate the whole thing, you can see the weaknesses. No, we're not saying they are not promiscuous women, don't get me wrong. But to the ratio in the news, so much Jamaican women, no fool so and wicked. I told you, Jamaican women is them own worst enemy, but I'm telling you, it's not a lot of Jamaican women is just wishing any father on their children. But I know I question this percentage, and based on how it's said, it's like it's of the population, and that's not right. Because if 100 get tested and 65 are fraud, that's just 65% out of that 100. Don't be easily fooled. Everyone is not as it seems, as people will do anything to make money. Just like artists start drama to get their music relevant, same like how social media influencers do dramas to gain more traction so they can get views, likes, tips, gifts, whatever it is. Well, businesses are catching on and using the same style. Who best to use but the Jamaican women, who have been looked at as being promiscuous and always been thrown under the bus, always being taken advantage of, always being disrespected, always being put as second class to all the other women. Me, I'm personally not accepting that statistic unless it is dissected and explained where they get their samples from. We don't need names. We need evidence of out of how much, out of who, where, because we sure know say that 60 odd percent is not out of 3 point odd million Jamaican people, and them need to set the record straight. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.